All right, this is what I was excited about. So they this team here does a lot of predictions. They also give you a scoreboard of what they did last year. But really, it's interesting for me to see this because it also ties into some of the predictions that we've made and what we're thinking right now. So just are we in line with some of the thought leaders in the space is what I like to read about it. So let's just go one by one. I want to take about 5 minutes and read through this, or and get your thoughts. The first one is a $10 billion investment from a sovereign state into a U.S. lab invokes national security review. I feel like
Yes.
it's bound to happen because, like, even people are now like NFL didn't allow people to invest if you were outside or like a group to invest, but now people from Saudi and all that who have the money can invest in, right? There's some ruffling of feathers, but at the end of the day, just like we talked about, it's like water. We will find a way for people want a piece of this action, so they're going to find a way, and then it's going to invoke some secure. I think is that this is a high probability of happening. Is my take on it.
Right. I think this is going to happen, but I think European Union is doing a better job at getting all the paperwork ready for the AI. Right, US is still behind, and leave alone the responsible AI part of it. So, what happens if you take investment even before all those regulations and other things are put into place? We don't know, but that's why I think
Yeah,
probably you have to be taking a closer look at who is investing and what purpose and all that good stuff. So.
agree. An AI app or website created solely by someone with no coding ability will go viral. They are predicting it App Store top 100. I think last time they predicted that an AI song will go viral or be a chart topper, and it happened. So I can see this where, um, again, it could be a simple because it doesn't have to be a complicated tool or app to be viral, right? As long as it hits a vein that resonates with the audience, it can. So I feel like I would put it this as about a 70% chance, but it's a good chance this could happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's more than a good chance because when you say no coding ability, all it takes is an influencer who just says they spoke to the system and it developed this app and it goes viral. It has to go viral. So there's a good chance, more than 100%, this thing is going to go happen.
I mean, go to the top 100 for one day, might disappear the next day, but he'll get that spot. I see. All right. Frontier Labs implement meaningful changes to data collection practice of cases begin reaching trial. Yes, this is one of the topics I want to talk about during our section about synthetic data. That there's still a lot of cases about hey, use my data without my permission. What's going on? And then these cases now will actually have some trials and fines being levied. So we have to make changes because it won't be you don't know, right? So by the time if they don't make changes now, it's going to be more fines they have to pay in the future. So
Does this mean I have to stop scraping every other website for information that I use for my AI? Is that what you're saying?
that's what it's saying. I think at least it won't be a problem until you become a big enough scale like what OpenAI did with the Google scraping. But you can't stop it. But the other side of it is we talked about it,
I
right? If it's a newspaper or somebody, you can't just take their information, not pay them. So let's work some partnerships so that
See,
everybody gets a little bit.
so Rajani, I've been in the States for 20 years. I really don't want this to be a case where the big guys get a slap in the wrist and they just find a small person. Like every time this happens when they did BitTorrent, they made an example of a common person. They always do that. I think it's crazy. It's just, you
So
just
they
find
have
the
a big
scapegoat.
lawsuit to supporting them or preventing them from happening. Yes, they have
Right.
to they have to do the fair thing to somebody so they stop this action.
It's just the same thing. But anyway, continue.
So this is one you brought up. The early EU AI Act implementation ends up softer than anticipated after lawmakers worry they overreached.
Okay.
I can
I'm
I
not sure what
can
that
see that
means,
happening.
but
I don't have a lot of.
I'm
I know
blanking
they're
out.
very strict.
Yeah, the EU, I have no knowledge. So,
Yeah, an open source alternative to OpenAI Owen surpasses this across a range of reasoning benchmarks. I mean, this is bound to happen. It's happened before. By then, O2 will come out, so they'll try to keep their edge. But I don't know how they're going to keep their pricing premium up for it. Just if you have to pay 5 billion to get a billion in revenue, is it even worth it? So some things have to give.
I think what I had one of these ideas, Rajni. We have been complaining about these benchmarks on and off, and so I think they should implement. Remember when we did IIT exams in India, they had negative points. All these benchmarks should
Mhm.
have negative points at some point. It's only calculating the positive things that it's doing, but
That
what
is
about all
true.
the negative things? Let's subtract this stuff and see whether it comes up on the top, right? So we'll see.
AI
Uh,
is another Indian anyway, so might as well just put us through IIT test too. Just need to
exactly.
complete it.
Negative points for things that it can do or cannot do, right?
I agree. I think that the benchmarks that we're using right now, I don't think is very accurate representation of the capabilities. I agree with that. Challenges fail to make any meaningful dent in NVIDIA's market position. I guess if this is the next 12 months, I
Possible,
will
yeah.
agree
It's
with it.
very
But if
possible,
you
yeah.
kind of extend it to the next 3 to 5 years, yes, they will. It'll absolutely. There's just way too much money being made by one company that it has to, something has to give.
Makes sense.
All right, this is around the humanoids and robots, right? The next one. Levels of investment in humanoids will trail off as companies struggle to achieve product market fit. So it's the hype curve, right? There was a lot of hype. And I think we'll go through the trough of dissolution. This basically
Disillusion.
the trough of
Yeah.
despair. Yeah, and then definitely a product market fit will come. But just like anything AI, there's a lot of money being thrown at it right now. So there'll be winners and losers, but it will take a while. It will take a little bit longer than what people think for us to find a great product market fit. I don't see us having like Roomba's in everybody's house. It's technically uh, automated robot, right? So can are we gonna have little chefs cooking in our kitchen anytime soon?
Yeah,
I
probably
hope.
not.
I hope the
Yeah.
day comes faster, but I don't know when it's gonna happen. Especially Indian food. That'd be awesome.
Imagine removing all the curry stain off your hand
You're
after
just
cooking it.
washing
Oil.
dishes will be a great Indian dishes. It never works in the dishwasher, so that alone I will buy it for.
I totally agree.
All right. Then strong results from Apple on device accelerates momentum around personal on device AI. I think this is more wishful thinking at this point. I haven't seen anything the last year from Apple that has really shown that have this edge anymore. Maybe I'm an Android guy, so maybe that's why I'm saying this. But I don't know. I don't see they have make amazing products, but the last two things they released has not been great. So let's see. What are your thoughts? Are you an Apple guy?
So I have an iPhone, but I do think
Okay.
the way Apple is designing things, it's on device and personal. It needs more thought. I don't know whether it'll make rapid progression within 12 months, even, right? It still needs a lot of things to make it work the right way. So uh, I really hope Apple takes the time to do this.
Yeah, it's a marathon, right? They might not win this year, but maybe they have something cooking that we don't know about. So let's see.
Right?
A research paper generated by an AI scientist is accepted at a major ML conference or workshop. Man, that would suck for people in the other conferences, but it can happen, just like everything else. But can it start from scratch and write a research paper? I don't know. I'm gonna put that as a 40% chance.
Yeah, this is there's two variables here, right? So the first is the AI scientist capable of mimicking a real person, and the second thing is the conference or the workshop judges who are evaluating this paper. Is it catering to the biases and weights of those people, right? And if that matches, it's going to work because I mean, who's accepting it? If that person believes what is in the paper, it becomes real.
Yeah, but if are you gonna tag it as a was created by
Oh, that's
AI
biasing the.
scientists and
No, if you do
then
that, then people
immediately
are
give
gonna
it a thumbs down?
exactly.
Then
It might get thumbs down if it says it's AI generated. We don't know because it's a human
you
evaluating.
already consider it tier two, right? Even if the quality is good. So yeah, there will
Uh,
be
the
some stigma against it for sure.
emotional bias, right? I mean, there's always that that when it comes to human evaluation. So it's not like robotic
Yeah, the
evaluation.
humans involved in it do not want to be replaced. They'll be like, nope, we're not letting you in. So the last one,
Oh
I
yeah,
think
it's
I
tough.
actually want this to work. This was I think their prediction last year to the video game based on interacting with AI-based elements will achieve breakout status. It hasn't happened. I hope it happens. As a gamer, I would love for it to have where it's not a never ending of the same nonsense. You can actually interact and go different ways. That would be epic. I hope it happens, but 50%.
I think
That's what I say the chance of that happening.
I think there's a great use case to be made, Rajni. I think there's a good chance of this gaining popularity because imagine all the things that we are doing with speech and text. The one of the places in a video game that this can immediately go into effect is a NPC character, right? The NPC
Yes.
characters does not have to be very programmatic. Now it
Mhm.
can bring in a lot of variation variety into the game, right? So I think this has good chance of becoming real. It just I don't know. It's a question of gaming companies spending the money to plug it in, right? So
I think it'll be like a new one coming out with a brand new game. I don't know how much existing studio can do it. Again, I want it to happen. Don't get me wrong. I've been wanting to happen for 2 years now. It hasn't. So that's what it is. But that was a rapid rundown of a lot of topics. So I found that exciting, especially the video about RAG evaluation. That was the best part. So on that note, I can't believe our next episode is episode 50. So until
yay, we
I
made half a
look forward
century. Yeah,
to
exactly.
I know that's crazy talk. But this has been fun, right? So we can maybe make it special. We will switch sides or I'll wear a different color shirt. That's about all I can do. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks,
Thanks
Balaji.
everyone. Bye. Oh, 44